I started the stream. So let's have a look at live edu. And see what's going on. All right, live video looking good.
Wow.
Not buffering or anything like that. I can see the screen smoothly.
Yep, it's up for me.
Yeah, so if live video is up, then everything is basically up.
Awesome.
Cool. So let's just, before we get started, let's tweet this out.
Okay.
Okay, so there it is.
I'm curious, how did you get your browser to do that?
Which browser to do what?
To have that background.
Oh, it's Dream Afar. It's like an add-on that instead of having your top websites just giving you a nice image.
Oh, so this is a Chrome web store.
Yeah.
Add to Chrome. Add extension.
All right. So live edu here.
Wow, so nice.
All right. So we are live. So we are live. So you want to do a quick, like a really quick revisit on what we're doing?
Sure. So yesterday we started working on a new project. It's called Golang. So basically what this is, it's supposed to be a command line tool for engineers to increase their productivity. So supposedly it will allow us to communicate with Jira and GitHub from the command line. So it's an integration tool, and it's built with Golang. So there are a few steps, right? So yesterday, what we did is we got to the point where we prompt the user to enter their credentials of their Jira account, and then we save that in the home directory so that we can grab it for later use. That's pretty much it, I think. And then I think today we'll continue working on Go to work on the communication part, to call the API of Jira and GitHub and allow the commands to give us the communication.
All right. So GitHub.com cancel dev gong. All right. So let's do this. Okay. So for Gong, there are a few kind of interactions that are required in order for the in order for the CLI to work, right? So
right.
One is, and we can attempt something like, let's document a bit of a to do here. Okay, so let's close this. And let's open this here. Like so. Syntax is tasks. Okay, so um, so one is Gong login, which will basically prompt you the username, password, and URL, which is basically the base URL, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then this also saves the login details to user home and then .gong.ini, right?
Yeah.
So this part is done. Actually, it was done yesterday, right? So this part is done, and it's working, and it's working great. One thing though is, and we can try and just open it up a bit here. So let's say that Gong login, right? So let's say, you know what? Let's say Gong authenticate, right? So this is if I already have some login details and I just want to check that the authentication is good, I can have Gong authenticate, right?
Okay.
And this might kind of use. Why is this like Sublime thing is so slow? So what this is going to do, if I say Gong authenticate, then this is going to kind of verify that my login details are correct, but without actually going through and changing my login details, right? And I think this is kind of a, kind of a second phase. So let's say phase 2. Okay. And once we have Gong login, so we have here like our design document. So this is like AWS credentials, like we said, and we have Gong login, and it prompts you the username, the password, and the Jira domain. And the second, so this is done, right? And now the next thing we want to do is we want to create a branch off of a ticket, right? So we have a sample ticket here. So test issue, please ignore me. And it has the glob 9387. As you can see, this is
This
just
is already created.
yeah, this is already created. So this is basically checking out a branch off of a ticket. And maybe change the ticket status, right? Because right now this is ready. So if I say Gong start, like glob 9387, then this should become started,
Mm-hmm.
you know? So, so this is something that we definitely want. So first we kind of need to understand what is the best interaction for that. So is it Gong start? Is it Gong I don't know, checkout? Or is it Gong create branch? I mean, you know what I mean? I think start is good. Or yeah, I think start is good. And then you do Gong start and then a ticket ID, right? So
Okay.
this is going to be something like, glob 1111, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then what this is going to do is it's going to grab the ticket details, right? And then create a slug based on the ticket. Or actually, this is Gong start, and then it should be type. So type, this is basically a bug, a feature, hotfix, something, right?
So is this a glob 1111 something
This is
should
a ticket
already
ID.
This is the ticket is already
Yeah,
created.
ticket already created.
Okay. So why do we need a slug like the slug on the Jira website?
No, the slug is we want to, let's say glob 111 is, you see this is test issue, please ignore me, right? So let's say this is the ticket title here. So this is test issue, please ignore me. So when I do gong start, this, then, and I don't know, feature, or actually feature, I don't know, let's do dash dash type feature like this, and then glob, and this is optional. So the default type is feature, and then dash dash glob something. Then what I want this to do is to create a branch called feature glob this, and then test issue. You know what I mean?
Oh, this is a Git slug, a Git branch.
Well, it's not really a slug. It's just like a friendly command line string. You know what I mean?
I see. So the whole slug look like this branch feature this thing.
Well, it's not. This is the branch name. So this is the actual branch. So this.
So the all right.
This is the branch name, right? So grab the ticket details, create a slug based on the ticket ID, name, and the type of the branch.
Okay, I see.
And then, and this is optional. This might be phase 2, but what I would do here is move the ticket to a started state. All right. So here we need to respect the flow of the company. So every company has a different flow or a different workflow.
Right.
So for us there is a ready, and then after the ready there is a start, and then after the start there is a from. So someone is asking what is gong. So I sent a link to the chat to show what gong is and the kind of ongoing design document. But where was I? So I'm here. So this is maybe phase 2, but we need to move the ticket to a started state, and then so let's start. I mean, there is no reason not to start. All right, so we are here. So this is our project, and we have our CMD. But before we actually go through with that, let's do a bit of cleanup from yesterday. So we want this, and then here we want CMD gong here. So we want to remove all of the git rm CMD gong, and then git ignore, git commit. Adding the binaries to git ignore, and then we're gonna push it. All right, so this is a bit of cleanup, just a bit of housekeeping.
Yeah, so I have a question before you get started. Yeah. When I was like blogging today, I noticed something like, what's going on with the crazy indentation? Is this like a Go convention to indent like this? I mean, this is like what, huge 4-space, 5-space indentation?
So this is a tab.
Right.
And the Go convention is tab. But
how many space per tab though?
4.
4 space.
Yeah. But the thing is that my Vim is kind of, because other than Go, I never use tabs, so my Vim is kind of showing me tabs in this
Uh-huh.
like forceful, ugly way. Um, but yeah,
But
this is just Go.
but this is Go convention. It's 4 space of indentation.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Cool.
So let's see this. So login. Okay. So I just want to show you. This is like Mac Vim.
Mm-hmm.
So let me show you this. All right, Mac Vim is getting a heart attack. Anyway, doesn't really matter. All right, so we have our login command. And now we need another one here. And this is going to be name. What did we say? It's gonna start. What did we do? Start.
Start. Start.
Gong start. Right. So this is going to have this, and then the usage is going to be start working on a ticket. Creates a branch on your local repository. Okay, so this is the kind of usage. And then now we need to use a bit of flags here. So first things first, let's go here. And then check out how are we adding some flags with defaults. So let's say flag. So we have a string flag, CLI string flag, lang English. But we want to have load configuration from a file, CLI.flag, English. And then it has a destination. So flags, where is it? String flag, but I want it to be part of the command. So alias is a. So I don't want the entire CLI to have a flag. I just want one command to have a flag. So we have here CLI command, and then we have a alias. So this is the part that I'm looking for right now. So what I'm going to do, because the documentation is not really showing me that, then let's see command here. And command, I see it has aliases, and it probably has flags. Okay? So as we have flags, and flags are not only part of the CLI, it's also part of the commands. Okay, so flags. So let's do this here. Where are we? We're here. So we have flags, and then this is this.
What is the flag you're trying to make? Like, how is this different than commands?
So command is the command. It's like gong start. This is the command. And if I want to say dash type, this is a flag.
Got it. Dash. Okay, the dash is the flag. Okay.
Yeah. So this is going to be string
type.
flag, and then it's going to be type. Yes, type and value. Why do I need a value? So flag. So destination is language. And value. Oh, so this is the default value. So value is feature. And then this is type of branch to create, e.g. feature, ticket ID, ticket title. So this is the usage. And then here, so 9 here, and then 34 down. Awesome. And then the action. So let's return nil here. Right. So let's do cd cmd, go build. Right. So line 44. So name start. And then line 54, return nil. What is this cake? No. So this is this one. Go build. Line 54. Return nil. So why is this unexpected? Unexpected nil at end of statement. Oh, it's return. Okay, this makes more sense.
RETURN. There's a typo.
Yeah, so this is line 56. And then this is here. Go build. And great. So now gong and then dash dash help. We have the start. So gong start dash dash help. So gong start. Gong start. Okay, so we have a type which is a value and type of branch to create. And default is feature. What I want is I want the flag to only be, you know what? I can actually have this one to be anything I want. So destination is language, and then this is going to be here. So here it's going to be language, and this is going to be branch type, which is a string. Great. And then this is here. So destination is branch type. Awesome. So now this is the branch type, and what you can see here is fmt print line branch type. Right. So let's do go build here. All right, so let's do go build, and then if we do gong start, then you see it prints a feature, and if we do type something else, then it's gonna print something else. All right.
So right now it prints. Okay, so action. Okay.
Cool. So we can have a bit of more validations here, but we don't really need to worry about that.
Okay.
Okay. All right, so now we need to have, let's look at here. So we need to grab the ticket details. All right, but
we don't have the slug yet, right?
Yeah,
we
but
don't have the logic for the slug.
That's different, right? First, we need to grab the ticket details.
Yeah, first we need to grab it.
So, you know what? Actually, let's change those and create a slug based on a ticket ID. Right? So here in our main project, so let's go, and here we have a login. So let's do slugger.go, and then this is package gong, and we're gonna have a slugger, and then let's also create here a slugger test.go, and here I have a go test class. All right, so package gong, and then this is test. What do I want to do? Test slugger. So slugger suite, and then test slug creation. All right, so we don't need mock. And let's see what else. Nothing. So this is our first kind of test template. Okay. And you know, here is the kind of, so let's do func create slug, and this is ticket title, which is a string.
Can I stop you for a moment?
Yeah.
So on the right side, you have a test file, right? This is. What does that dot mean? Like, wait, go back. You close the file. Yeah. So import GitHub this test asset. Then the second line you said dot.
This basically means that instead of, so this is like assert, right? So let's say I have assert, and assert has a method in it called something. So in order to use something, I need to call assert.something.
Okay.
If I do dot, then all the method of this package are available to me without actually doing something. So let's say check has a method called XYZ, then I can do XYZ and then call the method right here. So it's like the part, so this package is becoming part of my namespace without me having to call.
Which is go package.in.
Yeah. And check.v1.
Okay, so it's a way to import the method namespace, basically.
Yes.
And then why do you only?
Because that's all because you can only do one, and because that's all I need here.
Okay, so this is really okay. So basically, instead of having to do like assert dot something, like what would be like an example of?
You'll see it in a second.
Okay, all right.
All right, so
yeah, example would be nice to explain.
Okay. So so let's check that. Okay, so sorry about that. My son had something to say. Okay, so let's kind of check what we want to do here, right? So you know, in plain English. So what we want is to have something like a title here, and then this, so something like this is a fake title, right? And then second title, then this, and then have some like this is another, this is another title, right? So what we want is to have c.assert that slugify right? Slugify title, I don't know, something like that, right? Of title equals to this is a fake title. And then second title equals this is another title. Right? So this should kind of clean special characters, and it should have one space, right?
Okay.
Right?
What is the Slugify title? What does that mean?
This is our function.
That's how.
So this is going to be Slugify.
Okay. There's typo. Slugify title.
Yeah. Okay, so this is here. All right, so Slugify title, now they both look good, right? So now if I return something here, like an empty string, and I do go test here, well, not actually here, but go test here, then we'll have a test failure. So imported not used, and yes, we don't need this. So let's do this, go test. And too many arguments. Oh, damn it. Right. So this is here. And then this is here. So second title is here. And then this is equals. And then this is here. All right, this looks better. So go test. And we have a failure, right? So we expected, you see it here. So we expected a string, this is a fake title, and we got back an empty string. Right?
Okay.
So pretty obvious kind of test failure. So now we need to implement that method. So how would you go and approach creating this method?
So what we want is we basically just want to take an argument, and the output should be like a slug of the combination of a string, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what's the argument we have here? Slugify ticket title string. Is the ticket title the only thing we have? We also have the ID, right?
Well, who cares? This is taking a string, whatever string it is, and it needs to slugify the string. You don't need to worry about the ticket ID here. You don't need to worry about anything else. You just need to worry about taking in a string and returning a slugify version of that string.
But what I remember is we need to know like the type, and the structure has two variables, two input. One is the type and one is the ticket ID.
Again, and this is where TDD comes in handy. Right now, we don't care about the rest of the program. We only care about this tiny part of taking in a string and making a slug out of it. Whatever this string is, it doesn't matter.
Okay, so can I see the test again?
Yes.
Okay, so basically, I think we just we need to lowercase everything and then replace the space with a dash, and then we need to remove the gibberish characters.
Okay.
That's what it looked like from the test case. From the test case you've written, that's what it looked like.
All right. So we need. No, but what I'm saying is like internal implementation. How would you go and
first, I would just replace all the space with dash.
Okay, so you would do like, I don't know.
Replace
So replace, let's do strings, something, just pseudocode, right?
Yeah.
So just 1 second here. So let me close this one. And then slugger test, right? So you would do something string dot replace and then space with a dash.
Okay,
Like
and
so.
then the second step, I would just lowercase everything.
Okay, so you would do string dot lowercase.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then
Okay, so the other requirement something is another title. Like how would this happen?
sorry, you got lost for like 10 seconds.
Hello?
Yeah, I lost you for like 10 seconds.
Okay, so this is another title in the second title, like in the test case. Are those special character are meant to be removed?
Yeah.
Is that the intention?
Yep.
So I think it would be better if we just remove those character in the first step before we even do replacement of this the string. All right, so we need to well, first of all, we need to have a list of excluded character, or we need to just do some sort of regex to only accept numbers and alphabetical characters, and then like remove everything else.
Okay, so
it depends on what your intention
so
was.
here's our regular expression. We have a regular expression of A to Z and then 0 to 9, right?
Okay.
And now we do strings, so we need to import this. And then here strings, and then strings.trim, and then re dot replace all strings. So strings to lower of ticket title, and then I don't really like that, but
it looks so many nests.
So return. Okay, but let's go here. Regex Golang. I think it's regex p. Yes, regex p. Okay, so go test. To lower. Replace all strings. Replace all string. So this is replace all string. Go test. Okay, so this is fake title. String to lower. So this gave us, so A to Z, 0 to 9. What am I missing here?
So we obtain space dash space dash space.
Yeah, space dash.
So
space
something is off with the regex.
Yeah. I think it's this. Okay, so tests are passing now.
What?
But
I don't get why would
but
it be
but
passing.
now here's
This
the
should have.
here's the problem that I think is going to happen. So let's do this. So and then this is test slug creation with special chars, right? So let's grab this, and then this is slug creation normal text. So then this is here, and then this is here, and then this is here, and now this test slug creation with multiple spaces. So this is like so, right? So this test is likely going to fail.
Even the second one, I think you should fail
Why?
because
Why? We're only grabbing. Um,
I don't understand how he was able to replace, like, how he was able to replace the special character, and then what about the space after the special character? How does this regex handle that? You know what I mean?
so go to because we have a trim.
You have it. Oh, does the trim the
Yeah.
space?
Okay, so this is working as well. So we have a slugger. Okay. So this is good. So now we have a way to create a slug based on the ticket ID.
Okay.
And now we need to grab the ticket details.
Okay.
Okay. So first let's do this. You know what? It's too early to commit. So let's do this. And then how are we gonna call this though? How am I gonna call this file? This method, this class, how are you gonna call it?
What method? What are you talking about?
To grab the ticket details.
A detail grabber.
I hate like function and method and class names that end with a er.
Why? Why do you hate it, man? I love it.
Uh,
Such a beautiful way of understanding.
yeah, I don't.
Anything ends with means that it's doer.
Anything ends with an with a is a laziness. So
Why?
let's do a ticket. Uh, ticket details. Ticket details dot go. And then here. So actually now we need to think of a way to by the way, people new people coming into the chat room, I don't know how many we have. We don't have many. We have like 4 across the chat. So people in the chat room, first of all, welcome and thank you for being here. If you have questions or comments, then please let us know. All right, so we now have these ticket details, and what we need is before that actually. So what we need is to grab the authentication details from the .ini file, right? So this is part of login details. So let's grab login.go, login details, right? All right, so login details.go. So first, let's do login test.go. This is go test class, and this is shit. Go test class, and this is gong, and this is login, and this is test login details load, right? So we don't need this, we don't need this, we do need this. Cool. So now we are going to load the details. So in order to load the details, what we need is to load the directory. So let's have like a func here that login details loader. And this is going to grab this. So this is new login details loader. And this is going to return login details. Right?
Okay.
And then this is going to return login details with the directory being get user home or default. All right. And then this is going to be func. This is going to be myth of login details, which is going to be a pointer to login details. And this is going to be load login details. And this is going to return login details. This is pretty dirty though. It's pretty dirty, I have to say.
New login detail loader. Like, new login detail loader. What is that? Like,
So
what is
let's
new
do
login
load
details loader?
load login details, and then this is going to accept login details as login details and return login details, right? So I think, all right. So I think that's
New login details.
so
Loader.
just 1 second, myth, and then this is login details, and then this is get login details file name, and then this is going to be this, and it's going to return a string. So then this is this here, and then this is going to be return. I know I'm doing like a lot of stuff here, so just a sec. So gong dot
Yeah, I'm like confused. Which step goes in front of which step?
File location. Well, right now I'm refactoring and I'm like burning the keyboard. So login details dot get login details file, and this is going to be location, file name, and this is going to be location. Great. So this is this, and then this is going to be file location and login details dot get login details file location. Awesome. So great. And now we need a loader. So we don't need this actually. And then so this is
Why
login.
do we have so many steps here?
No, this is refactoring. This is not the steps. This is me refactoring some code. So first let's do go test. So go test should still pass. All right, so get login details file location returns a string undefined, has no fielder method, get login. Oh, this is this. Okay, So go test. Undefined type has no field or method. Get login details file location. Get login details file location. All right, so this is a typo. Location. So this is this. And then this is this. Go test. Test should. No, they don't. Missing return at end of function. Login line 19. Okay, great. So now this is login details. Load login details. So then this is file location, right? And then here we need to load that from the file.
I'm kind of lost here.
Just read the code for a minute.
Yeah, but which part are you working on right now?
Well, right now I'm
You're just moving too fast, and I don't know what. I'm lost in the thought process.
All right, so what I'm doing right now is I want to grab the authentication details from the INI file. And in order to prepare for that, I refactored some code. So I'm still at the same place. I just moved some code around.
So right now, we haven't done anything new.
No.
It's just some refactor.
Yeah, exactly. So what I want to do is I want to test the behavior of me loading the file. So we have login test, right? And then what I want to do is I want to test the login details. So I have a login details, and I'm going to create a new login details here. And the directory is going to be test fixtures, right?
Okay.
And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do login details equals login details dot load, like so.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to do c dot assert that login details dot username equals to test username. And then that login details dot password equals to test password. And then that login details dot domain equals to test domain. But actually this is HTTPS.
You haven't shown me how the .go package work.
Let's not worry about that right now. Okay. So login details and then login details load. So now what I need to do here in the test is to actually create an INI file. So before that, so let's go here -p create test fixtures, and let's create sample dot so this is dot gong.ini. Right, so damn it. So vim test fixtures dot gong dot ini. Just 1 second. So arm-r test fixtures dot gong dot ini, and then this one. All right, so this is going to be username, and then it's going to be test username, and password is going to be test password, and then domain is going to be HTTPS test domain. Okay. Cool. So we have that here in our test fixtures. So here, we're going to have that. So test fixtures, and then we're going to be load. So .gong .ini. So test password, test domain. So login, test. So test domain, great. So test password, test domain, awesome. So now this is going to be load, and it's actually not a part of login details. It's being passed login details. So load and then login details and returns the login details. Cool. Awesome. So now we need to
So now we
need to
wrote the
parse.
test,
We
but
need yeah. So now go
not passing.
yeah. So let's do return login details here just for the sake of it. So let's do go test here. File location declared but not. So let's do fmt print line file location just to get rid of that. So go test. All right, so we can see that test username is failed and it's not giving us what we want.
Okay.
Awesome. So now what we need is here, we need to say config or error equals ini dot load. Sorry, so this is insensitive load and then file location and then error. So we're going to return login details and error. And then this is going to return login details and error. Okay, so this is in case we have an error. And if we don't, then section and error equals to config dot get section of this. And then this is pretty much the same thing here.
What is the config variable like?
Here, it's an ini file.
Insensitive load. Okay, where did you get? Where did the insensitive load?
It's a part of
come from?
ini. Here.
Okay, ini insensitive file location. So this loads the ini file from the file location, which is an argument, right? Yeah. Login detail file location. Did we implement get login detail file location? Did we implement that already?
Yeah.
Where is that?
We implemented that before when we did some refactoring. So login details, and then this is domain, and then this returns, and then nil. Okay.
Okay, get login detail file location.
So we have a username, a login details. So now we can do go test, and we have unexpected comma. So login details error. What? Where? Line 17. Oh, it's need to wrap it here. All right, now it looks better. So go test. So this is here. Awesome. So now let's do go test. No new variable on left side. So line 20. What? Oh, login test. Login test. So this is login details equal login details where are we? So login test line 20. So this is line 20. So this is what it's saying. Login go line 44. My computer decided to have a heart attack now.
Are you frozen?
Yeah. Okay, now it's better. 44. Oh, okay. So login. So okay, so this is here. So go test. And then login test line 20. So this is login details and error. And then so actually I don't really need to take care of the error. So go test. Okay, so now this is really dumb. And let's do go test. All right, so we are passing.
Can I see the test suite again? Okay. So login detail. So this is loading. This is loading the credential correctly.
Yeah.
Right. Return login detail. Load login detail. Password. Get key. Password. Can you explain a little bit how this error handling? I mean, maybe just because I'm not familiar with Go. Like this looks just weird to me.
It is weird. It is weird.
Yeah, go ahead.
It is weird, and it's one of the hardest thing to get used to with Go. Errors are first-class citizens of the language, which basically means that errors are values. They're not exceptions. So in order for you to handle errors, what you need to do is you need to go through and return an error every time there is something unexpected. And then the code above you needs to handle that. So unfortunately, that leads to some pretty messy code in terms of all these if error, if error, if error. And it's one of the hardest things for new people coming into Golang to get used to. Because, you know what I mean? Basically here, it's the same code over and over and over again.
Yeah, it's just...
but yeah, there is no real way to kind of escape that, unfortunately.
So basically, I need to do error handling line by line, pretty much.
Pretty much, yeah.
And this is like the convention to do this?
Yes.
Yeah, it is one of the... I think it is one of the weirdest, like one of the more unnatural thing.
Yeah, well, not all code is so, dense, so to speak, because this is really going through and like doing, the same thing over and over again with just a different value. But not all code is so dense, but
okay. So
but I
so
mean,
while we're on this,
but I mean here, for example, just user.current. Again, you need to handle this error somehow. So you need to check how you're gonna handle that.
so this basically means that like and I see you do this all the time, like user comma error equals to user.current. So this means it will assign the user value if it works, and then it will have an error value
If it doesn't,
it will always... So it always returns two value.
It always returns two value. One of them is nil.
One of them is nil. So if error is nil, it means that we're golden.
If error is nil, we're golden. Yeah.
Okay, but then my question is, and it's just curiosity, like what will your user be if error is not nil? User will be nil?
User will be nil.
Oh, okay. So if error is not nil, the user will be nil.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay, so this happens with every function, every call. We're gonna get two values basically.
Well, not every call, but a lot of calls to the Golang library are like that.
Mm,
Um,
interesting.
okay, so now we need to grab the issue details. But before that, we need a way to have.
Wait. Okay, sorry. Like, okay, so why do you do return login details then error? Like when you handle the error, like in this function load, what do you do that? Like if error doesn't equal to nil, return login details.
Well, I
Then
return an empty login details. This is empty.
and okay, so what does this mean when you're returning two values? Like what exactly are you returning?
I'm returning two values.
You're returning two values.
Yeah.
So how does that work in reality? Like
It's the
what I'm
same
going to
in
do?
Ruby, by the way. You can do that in Ruby. It's just an anti-pattern in Ruby. So in Ruby, you can also have, let me see. So IRB. So def something. I'm sorry, I don't even. I'm not even sure I remember how to write Ruby. But let's do return 1 and 2. Right? So you can do A and B equals something. And then A is 1 and B is 2. Sorry, B is 2.
Um,
You see?
define something, return one and two. Oh, no, okay, I see what you mean. Okay, now I get it. So you're just returning two values. You're returning the empty login details and the error.
Yeah. So if the error is not nil, then I know not even to check the login details because I had an error in the function, right?
Why don't you just return the error? Why do you return login details? Why do you always need to return login details?
Um, so because I think nil um, is not a valid type to be returned when you're expecting login details. So I think if you try and pass nil here, then it's gonna blow up to say that nil. You see? Oh, not sorry. This is wrong. So this is this one. So this is go test. So you see, can't use nil as type login details in return argument.
Okay. What I mean is, why don't you just return error? Why do you need to return?
Because you need to return two items. You can't return one item if the function is expecting you to return two items. So you need to return something and an error. You see, the
Okay.
function is expecting you to return two items. If I just return an error here, this is statically typed, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you try and return one, it's gonna blow up and it's gonna tell you, "Hey, I expected this, and you told me that."
Oh, so
But
it's always expecting two values.
always,
Always. So that means in any error handling mechanism, you need to return two values.
if you
That's the rule.
want to do error handling and return an error from your function might as well not return an error. Like you see, this function only returns an error, and this function only returns login details.
Okay.
Right? So if you want to return an error and something else, then the error is always the second. Um, yeah. So awesome. So now let's do func get default location login details, and then this is login details here, and then this returns login details with the directory of get default. What is it? I can't remember what was the name of this. So this is login details, login details dot directory, get home, get user home. Okay. This is a bit cumbersome, so let's do this. So this is directory. All right, so this is directory is get user home or default. So this is here. Okay, so now we need to grab, so
Where are you typing it? I hear you typing. I don't see anything moving.
I'm typing into the chat room. Okay, so now we need to grab the issue details. Okay. So let's. What did we have? We have an issue details. What do we have? Issue details.go. Okay. So now, where is our Go Jira? So here is the Go Jira. So let's go here. And all right, so let's go here and see how we can grab some issue details, right? So there it is. So we have a new client, and then we have a Jira.issue.get, which is this, and then we have some issue details.
Okay.
All right, so so now we have this, but we need to kind of call this function only when we're authenticated and to make sure that we're authenticated. Now the question is though, okay, so I see it here. So it's kind of the cookie authentication. So actually what we need is a bit of refactor again here.
What do you mean cookie refactoring? How do you have a cookie that's not in the browser?
We already have that. This is something we already have. You should know that now. So now verify here. Instead of returning an error, only if it verifies, it should return a Jira client. So Jira new client. So this is probably client here. So client, where is it? I don't see client. So let's look for new client. Okay, so new client returns a client. All right, so this returns a pointer to jira.client and an error. Right, and then return nil, and I think nil is good. And then if not, then return Jira client here in the verify. And CMD here, now in the verify, we need to not handle the client and only handle the error. So go test. Not enough arguments to return, so this is nil here, and I think now we're good, or not. What is it? What is it? Test login details. Test login details. damn it. Login details 78. 78. Return an ill and an error. So we should Jira client. What is it doing? What? So login test test.go login test line 27. This is not really. Oh, I see. So login test.go. Just 1 second. I need to get rid of this screen here. It's like the screen is so small, it's giving me a headache. So something is going on here. So let's see what the issue here. So login test.go line 27. Oh, redeclared. Okay. So login test.go line 27 load. This is okay. So it's just a red paste. So go test, and all tests should pass now. And they do. Okay, awesome.
Okay.
So now we have this verify thing. And instead of verify, this should actually be named something else, because now this is our client. So we need to do kind of a get client here. And then in our CMD, instead of calling verify, we need to call get client. Right?
Okay.
Okay. So now issue here. So what do we do? The question is, what do we do? The question is whether the issue details should accept a Jira client as an input, or should generate its own Jira client.
My question is, this Jira client, once you authenticate, like, does it encapsulate all the details of a ticket?
Yeah. When you get an info. So someone is on the chat room. Road Sky says Golang is for experts who can deal with errors, and I'm a total newbie. So first of all, I disagree. I don't think Golang is for experts. I think Golang has a very unique way of dealing with errors in code, rather than try catch or whatever newbies do. But it is extremely powerful to work with. And I'm not even talking about the performance. I'm not talking about the amazing standard library. I'm really talking about the way that once you code with Go, all of your other code will be better. I guarantee that. I guarantee that 100%. Because the way Go deals with errors, and the way Go structures its code, and the way you need to work with tests, and the way you work with statically typed and strongly typed objects, and the way you deal with the lack of generics, and passing interfaces, and thinking about interfaces is just incredible. It's just incredible. So it's definitely hard to get into. Don't get me wrong, but it's not. Um, it's not for experts. It's for everybody. So yeah, Go can build AI. I think TensorFlow is in Go. TensorFlow GitHub.
Is it really? Is TensorFlow in Go?
Pretty sure it is.
I thought it's in Java.
I'm pretty sure it is. I mean, some of it, maybe some of the tools, but no, it's Scala. Scala, Python, and some Go. Let's see.
It has a lot of Python. They have a Python API, I know.
Yeah. So yeah, Python. There is some Go. Yeah. Python. Python is also incredible, by the way. All right. So definitely Go can build AI. Any language can build anything you want, really.
Yeah.
So now the question comes to mind is thinking about the issue grabber, as you call it, right? Um, should the issue grabber or the issue details accept a Jira client
Yes,
as a
I think so. I think so. It
all
just
right?
makes life easier, right?
Yes,
Because if Jira client encapsulates all the data we need, we just work inside of it.
yes. Okay. However, what about testing? Do you mock the Jira client?
Mm, yeah, if there's an easy way to do that in Go, we can just create a mock object that's similar with Jira client.
It's amazing how easily you dig yourself into a hole. You know what I'm saying? Um, so think about the better way. I'm not saying it's not a good way,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm asking. All right, so one option is to grab the Jira client, the pointer, and work with that pointer around, um, and pass it around into the login and so into the issue details, and then into the issue creator, and then the issue grabber, and then you have a Jira client all over the place.
Okay.
Okay. Um, Now, can you think of why this is not a good idea?
Yeah, so
Didn't we talk just yesterday about having this as a pivotal tracker and having this as something else and having this as, you know?
okay, yeah, that's true. So if we pass around the Jira client, it's very specific to the data structure of Jira client. Then it's too specific. It doesn't really scale, and it's hard to mutate the software. And like you said, then it's hard to test, and it will be messy because Jira client just gets passed around too much. And then we have to make assumption about the data structure of Jira client.
Okay. So,
So it's actually a bad idea.
all right. So, what would you do?
I guess the reason I jumped to that conclusion is because I don't know what the data structure look like in Jira client, and like even in for issue tracker, right? For example, I don't have a clear picture of what we want because I've never worked with Jira before. So I think that's one of the reasons. It's like I don't have a picture of like, okay, so Jira is like this project management tool. So we need to know what we need, right? Like in the what data do we actually need to grab from Jira client? I think that's the first step to begin with. Without knowing what we need, I can't really know what to do. That's what I'm thinking. Like
Um,
what specific pieces of data we need to work with. Is it the comments? Is it the title? Like is it the story? or do we need like multiple pieces of data from Jira client?
So here's the deal, right? This is where Go is, and I get like Road Sky or Road Ski comment here. This is where Go becomes challenging, but also where it becomes powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so what I would do, and I'm not saying we should do it now. And by the way, I can hear myself in an echo. So if you're not with headphones, put headphones on.
I'm with headphones, so I don't know why.
Um, so here's what I'm saying. So what I would do is I would create an interface, and that interface is just 1 second here. Sorry about that. Just 1 second.
You will create an interface. Interface between what?
Just 1 second. Sorry about that. So,
That's fine.
I would create an interface that is, and this is just pseudocode, right? And the interface is issue, and issue will have like a title, which basically is a get title. It will have a get description. It will have I don't know, like get tags or something like similar, and then you will have an interface, which is a tracker client, and that tracker client will have a get details or get issue details, and this will return like an issue.
Mm-hmm.
And then you pass this around. So now when you pass this around, you implement it for Jira, but then you swap it out with Pivotal Tracker, and all you have to do in order to introduce a new client to the system is to implement that interface on your client, and now the system, the program, can now accept another client.
So, okay, so the interface, the tracker client, it's its own interface, and issue is its own interface.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I see. So, get issue detail inherit from issue? Is that what you're trying to say?
No, it's not inherits. It's like it's returning.
It's returning.
Returns the issue, right? So this will implement like the whole communication with the API and whatever you need to communicate with your issue tracker API, and then it will return a unified interface that represents an issue.
What's the interface? Like the concept of the interface in Go, is there like something specific to it?
So it's just an interface. An interface basically means that as long as you implement the same methods, right? So let's say there is, you know what? This is slice. So slice interface Go. So you know what? Sort method Go. So Go accepts. So the sort method of Go accepts an interface. So let me show you this. So when you do sort of something, you see it accepts a data interface.
Mm-hmm.
And that interface needs to have len, less, and swap.
Less.
So as long as your something implements those method, you can pass it into sort, and it will sort it. So it's up to you to implement the sort. It's up to you to implement those methods, but the sort internals will call those methods of your object and then sort them based on what you returned from those methods.
Okay, so type in a typical collection that satisfy. Um.
right? So
Okay.
I think
Oh, okay. So get okay. I kind of see what you mean. So the interface is like you just need to change the implementation of get details and get issue and stuff like that, right?
yeah, exactly.
Like the interface itself is reusable. It's a reusable block of code.
Yeah, and I actually blogged about it about, I don't know, 6 months ago, 7 months ago. I was building a BI duplicator for RDS, and one of the things I wanted is I wanted to sort the snapshots that I'm getting based on the snapshot time. But this wasn't um, possible in terms of like what the library provided. So what I said is, all right, so let me satisfy that interface, and then I can pass that into sort, and then I can have a sorted array back, sorted slice back, right?
Mhm.
So this is kind of what powerful with Go. I realize it's a lot to take in. Probably people in the chat room probably lost 90%, but um, still, this is kind of the thing to know about Go is that yes, there is no generics, and yes, you can just pass a class like you pass with Ruby, but it's still an extremely powerful language if you pass in the highest order or the lowest, depends on how you look at it, in the call chain. I mean, in the stack. So you can pass in your class and you can pass in your object, but if you think about the interface of your object and you pass that interface around, then you can have a very powerful system that is as generic as a statically typed system can be.
Okay.
Um, all right, so
I need to read up a little bit more on
yeah,
interface, but I kind of get the bigger picture of it.
yeah. So I think all that being said, I don't know if we need to do that now, today, because
Okay.
our time is anyway running up. So
Yeah.
um, I think this is an hour and a half, and I think it's been an intense hour and a half.
Yeah.
So I think we should stop here. Um, People in the chat room, while we do some cleanup here and some summary, let us know if you have any questions. So let's do this. So this is git st, and then this is git add cmd, and git st git add login. Um, so this, and then commit slugger and more session 2. I don't know. I think it's a very bad commit message, but we'll work with that. All right, so git browse, and then if you're interested on what this project looks like, then we now also have a logo. So yeah, it looks good.
Go.
Yeah.
Good job, man. That was a pretty nice logo. That's a really good looking logo, man.
Yeah.
How did you find it?
I just bought it for like $1. Um,
Did you
yeah,
Google Gong?
yeah.
That's
I Googled Gong and Gong logo and Gong icon, and then I found a website that sells this icon, this SVG icon with a commercial license for like
you know this is a Chinese object.
a $1.99. Yeah, yeah, I know. I actually like read on Wikipedia about Gong.
All right.
All right. So, good session, and I don't see any questions in the chat room, so I will see you tomorrow.
Yep. Thank you, Avi.
All right, man. Bye bye.